Hello and welcome to a new video from Digital Design Resort. My name is Monia, and in this video I want to show you how to create this beautiful heart from scratch in Affinity Designer. This month we are on our creative world tour in the Caribbean island, and therefore we are going to see what is typical for this part of the world. But be sure the hearts are typical everywhere. So now, before I go ahead, please subscribe to our channel, click the little bell so you are notified whenever I post a new video, and hit the like button. So now let's get started. We are going to create this beautiful heart in Affinity Designer, and I just want to show you how it looks, and now we start to do it ourselves. Click on File New, and then on a 12 by 12 large paper sheet, and create that. Click on the bottom on create. Make sure you have clicked on transparent background because we are going to need that, and once you have done that, click on the bottom right on create. And now we start by drawing a heart on this transparent background. For that, go to the shape tool. There is a heart. When you click, there is a triangle on the bottom right, and then you can choose between different shapes here, and we are going to choose the heart tool, of course. And then we just click the left mouse and press the shift key maybe, so we have a proportional heart. You see I can pretty much distort it like that, and then we are going to make it bigger and put it as we want to have it. Don't make it too small, it's much easier when you can see it better. So now I'll center it. And you see it's a white heart, and you can see it much better now because it's on a transparent background. Otherwise you wouldn't see the heart at all if it would be on a white background. So now let's lock the layer. For now, we are going to release that very soon, but we lock it for now. What we need to do now is we need to cut off the top left of the heart to really get it on the other side. So I use the rulers here, just pull them out from the left and the right, and see how much you want from the heart flapping over. And once you have chosen that, we are going to draw that with a pen tool. Just follow along, it's not that hard if you can see what I'm doing here. I make a click here where I have the ruler, and then I make a click on the other side, and the rest you can pretty much just go around because we are going to distract it from the rest, so we have that little piece here. So selection tool, and then we move forward and get rid of that. For that we need to unlock the layer first, and then we mark both layers. We couldn't do that before when they are locked, and now we need to distract it. Click here on divide, and you are rid of that piece here on top. So you see now you have that piece separated here from that, and we now just need to flip it, and for that we turn it 90 degrees, and then we have it here overlapping. And now zoom in, make sure you are zooming in, so you can use the arrow keys to really put it on the edges where we need to have it. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's a very important step to have it set totally correct. And now we click in here to have the parse tool, with the parse tool, and then we can make changes to the heart. So see what I'm doing? I'm just pulling that a little bit out of the center just to make it look more natural. Click on the selection tool, or maybe we can already set the gradient here. So we need a little bit of a shadow now. Choose the color and see you can set basically 3 colors here, from the right and then the middle and on the left, and you just pick the color you want. I start with white and then I click in the middle, choose a little bit of a darker color here, a dark or a light gray, so you see it but it's not too much. And then on the right side we set a third color. We leave it with white, so you don't need to set it actually. Then we move on and go to the stroke. We don't need to frame the whole thing, so we just have turned it off. And now you see already where we are going. You see the heart and you see the flapping edge, and now we duplicate the heart. Why? Because we want to make it a bit smaller. We need the white frame around it, and you see we pretty much use the shift key to not distort it and to make it just smaller. So we need to make some changes here with the path tool once again, and we can use these dots here to pull it a little bit down and to around the edges a bit more. You see me what I'm doing here, so you can follow along here. So let me pull that under the gradient, under the shadow, so it looks more natural. Sure, you cannot just use this element for digital scrapbooking kits. You can use it for pretty much any graphic set you create, or maybe you want to create wall art. It's also perfect for it. And the skills you learn right now, they are also pretty valuable, so make sure you follow along with that and you put it in other projects you choose. And you see now I'm already choosing the color of the heart here, and that's pretty much up to you, so just choose a red and then we go on. So I just decided to get a little bit brighter here. And duplicate the red heart once again to add another shadow to make it look more realistic, because this flapping, the edge on top, it also pulls a shadow. So yeah, that's why we are going to add a little bit of a shadow now. And you see I can just turn it around and make sure that I have the shadow as I want it to. And once I can decide if I want to have it a little bit darker or brighter. So that's totally up to you how you choose it. Just try to make it look realistic, so don't be that hard on the shadow. So the next step is to give the whole element a shadow as well. You just put outer shadow on the bottom layer, and you can now set the radius, the offset and the intensity of it, or you can leave it all out, because often people don't want a shadow on such an element, just because they want to decide themselves where the light is coming from. So you might not want that shadow at all. You can decide that here and see if you need it or not, but you know how to create it. So now next step is we need the 100% here, and that is in a little bit of a circle. So we are needing to create a circle first, and we are going to use the ellipse tool for that, and just draw it here and choose the right color. Make sure it's not red so you don't see it, and just get a shadow, just get here a circle drawn on ellipse here. We center it once again, and then we use the text tool, and when you go close to the ellipse here, you see that the cursor is changing, and then you click in and you can type all around the circle, and I just write now 100%. And now I'm going to change the color and of course the size, and just click here. You can also choose the text if you want another font or whatever. So we're going to do that first, and now we need to get it into the middle, and for that we use these little triangles, the green one you see here, and you can move it from left to right, whatever you want. And if you want to keep typing, you could also use the little triangle at the bottom, and yeah, just put your 100% wherever you want to. I make it a bit bigger, and then I put it once again, and now I want the whole thing to go a little bit down. So I first make the circle a bit bigger, and then I pull down that same. Don't forget to center it again so it looks good. So you see the green line here that makes sure that it's centered. So we need a bit more text here. Make sure you don't click inside the circle while this happens. It tells you to keep writing, so you really need to click outside, and I click wherever, somewhere. So I need to first put the selection tool and then change back to the text tool, and here where right laugh is, and then I can move what I just wrote into the heart. So now I make it bigger, and I choose another font here. It's called Impact. So I just start typing, and it gives me the font here. Now once again I need to center it, and you see the green line once again. So we take care of the things later, because now we want to put an ornament here, a little symbol on the bottom, and we need to see where it goes and what we put where in just a bit when we are ready. Click on View and then on Studio, and here you have the palette here, the stocks, and when you choose Pixabay and you write inside Ornament, it gives you a selection of ornaments, and I already chose what I want to use here, and this is a one. I just drag and drop it on my element, and now I need to adapt it to my needs. It's pretty big right now, so first of all, of course, I need to resize it, make it smaller, and then I can even start changing the whole thing. I don't have to use it as it is. I can really make it my own. That is what designing is. You follow along with your pretty much own idea, and in this case it's an embedded document, as you can see in the layers palette, and you double click on it, and if you do that it opens a new tab and you can work on that element. Here you see embedded document, and whenever you see that in Affinity Designer, just double click on the thumbnail and it opens your element in a new tab. And now I want to get rid of the birds and the flowers here. We can close that palette, and I use a pass tool, and then I mark whatever I don't want. So everything that is blue is deleted with the delete key. So make sure you delete as much as you can, and then we pull out what we need. So you see I can distort it as I want to. So just try it yourself. It's not that hard as it looks, or as it might look, so you can do that. So it takes a little bit of time. It's not that much, but you need to go through. You need to get rid of all the birds and the flowers here, and just delete them. The technique is always the same. You mark it, you delete it, and you go over it and see that you make it really fit. So you may need to change the dots here. That's too big for you, just zoom out. At least a little bit, because I need to see it pretty much, so that's why I'm zooming in that much. So basically I click on the object, and then I use my left mouse and go over it, so I have marked it all. So that's it, and now I can just close my object here, and then I have it inside. I choose a color quickly to white, so it fits to the object. Then I close it, and you see the whole element has changed, and now it's mine, and I can use it for the whole thing. So let's position these a little bit different. I move love is a little bit to the top, and then we move that. Yeah, and that's it with the whole element. You see, it was not that hard to create. So now we click save. I first save it as an Affinity Designer document, so I can always modify it later if I want to. And I also export it as a PNG. Click on file and then export, and choose PNG, the first thing on the left, and then you can save it as a PNG. PNG means always with a transparent background, so that is the element you actually need for when you want to create something where you can place the thing on. And I also export it as a PSD file, because then you can open and use it in Photoshop. Of course, you can use this element not just for digital scrapbooking kits, as I already said. You can use it for wall art, or in general selling digital products. You can create a graphic set from that, which has nothing to do with digital scrapbooking. You can create a sticker, whatever you want to, and the skills you have just learned are invaluable. So maybe you go ahead and watch some more of our videos where I show you to create other kind of elements, and just as if you don't really realize it, you are going to learn Affinity Designer and explore the whole program on its own. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if so, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And now click the next video and enjoy watching it.